Woohoo!
Okay, we're going to start. What's up, Macon-Bibb? This is Edna Adams.
And Olivia Walter.
And you're listening to
Making It.
Today, we have someone who really does his best to protect our community in so many different ways and educate our community when it comes to any sort of disaster. We've been fortunate to not have too many, knock on wood, right now. But we'll get into that. We've got the Macon-Bibb County Emergency Management Agency Director, Spencer Hawkins.
Hello. How you doing?
Good.
Great.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. We've been staying busy.
Yeah, we
but
have.
Fortunately, not too busy, right? I mean,
It's been the acceptable level of busy that I'm okay
we'll take
with.
it. You hear that, Mother Nature?
Yep.
Yes.
We'll take that.
Stay at the
Acceptable
acceptable level, Mother
At the
Nature.
acceptable level.
So for those who don't really know, what is EMA? What does EMA do?
Emergency management. We are, how do I describe this in a short Reader's Digest version? We are the people that you call that most, actually, when firefighters, police officers, EMS, when they can't handle the situation, we're who they call. We are responsible for making sure that whatever community that we're in charge of protecting has all of the training, preparedness, resources, and response capabilities for hurricanes, floods, fires, pandemics, all that kind of stuff. What I tell folks is, if there is a auto accident on the highway, fender bender, people get hurt, the police department, the sheriff's office, fire department, EMS, they know what they're doing. They got it. Now, when the interstate collapses, that's when you call us.
Yeah. And you guys aren't just reactive to things, you're proactive in a way as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Our job is to make sure that we're ready in case something does happen. And I always tell folks, you look at our community and we've got, 800 some odd sheriff's employees that work for the sheriff's office. There are 400-ish people that work for the fire department. Between our two main ambulance companies, there are probably 200 or so people that work for those ambulance companies. Macon-Bibb Emergency Management Agency has 6.
Whew, okay.
And so what we have to do is we have to build our team out of everyone else in the community. So it's not just this, it is the 6 of us, but it's inclusive of representatives from sheriff's office, fire department, EMS, as well as the hospitals and our recreation department and Georgia Power and the American Red Cross and all these other agencies. We work to build our team. Now, when our team's at full strength, we run at about 100 to 150 people that we need to do this job.
It's a pretty cool sight to see too, like when we've been down in the bunker, as we call it, for different, we've had like tropical storms and hurricanes even, just to see everyone come together and work together is a pretty cool sight to see.
Yeah, our Emergency Operations Center, built in 1964, literally, I'm not using my Chris Traeger, it's literally built, it was literally built in 64 as a nuclear fallout shelter.
Cool.
And so we've since kept on it and converted it, and it's now our Emergency Operations Center.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't have to use it as a nuclear fallout shelter. That's
You and me both.
yeah.
So backtracking a little bit, and we'll get into all the other stuff, but I want to know about Spencer. Like, how did you get into this role?
There's 2 stories. The story that I like to tell is that I was a Boy Scout. I am a Boy Scout. I was an Eagle Scout, and I really enjoyed the Boy Scout motto is be prepared. And so that fit. I enjoyed the Emergency Preparedness Merit Badge. I enjoyed Wilderness Survival. I enjoyed all that just kind of spoke to me in a way. And I always knew that I wanted to do something to help people and to give back and things like that. The story that my wife likes to tell is that I saw the movie Volcano with Tommy Lee Jones.
Nice.
And I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. And I mean, who doesn't want to be Tommy Lee Jones? But yeah, it's
She's probably right.
It's
are
probably
normally
somewhere
always right.
Yeah, it's usually somewhere in the middle.
Shout out Erin.
Yeah,
Awesome.
she's awesome. But yeah, so it really was giving back. And when I went to college, I was thinking about getting into police work and like federal law enforcement and things like that. And then in '99, I was going to school at University of Central Florida, and we had Hurricane Floyd come through, and it was one of the biggest evacuations that the country had ever done. And we were evacuating. We went down to my buddy's grandma's house, and we're watching TV. And there's all these people called emergency managers talking about evacuations and sheltering and emergency operations centers. I'm like, I didn't know that was a job, and that sounds really cool. And so the next semester, I opened up my white pages, the phone book, and found my local emergency management agency. Got an internship, and that was January of 2000, and I've been doing it ever since.
How perfect. You're like the perfect candidate for this job. I can imagine
works.
Young little Boy Scout Spencer being like, I wish I could do this for a living, and here you are.
Yeah, now
really
there
cool.
might be like a Boy Scout listening to this podcast, and they'll be like, I'm going to go find Spencer Hawkins and get my next internship.
I hope so.
Yeah.
That's great, because I tell folks, I go, emergency management, we're the new kids on the block. When I started into this career, there was one college, University of North Texas, that offered a 2-year certificate in emergency management. That was it. My degree's in public administration and criminal justice, because emergency management degrees did not exist. And so we're really trying to get the word out that emergency management is a career. It can be something that you can do as a first job. Because when I started, everybody who did emergency management was ex-military, ex-law enforcement, ex-fire. They did that for 20 years, and then they're like, okay, well, let me do this disaster thing.
Yeah. Well, I think it's pretty cool. Like I'm like a visual person, but like fire and the sheriff's office and stuff, they know what they're doing. They're like full on in their stuff that they do. But then you've got like you guys, EMA, that is kind of the umbrella to seeing, how does everyone work together and seeing how can we work better,
Yeah, building the team and making that work is critical to what we do. Like I said, there's 6 of us.
Yeah.
We can't do what we need to do. And so building those relationships, building that team together is so very critically important for what we do.
So yeah, when we have severe weather, let's use it as an example. Maybe more recently we might have had like a tornado watch or something that would have called a good amount of the people that we were talking about into what we call the bunker. What happens during a typical day when we're observing severe weather?
So what's going to happen is actually it starts about 3 days before that. Is we know that the weather's on the forecast, and so we're already monitoring the situation with the National Weather Service and our other partners, giving them a heads up on here's what it's looking like, here's what the timing looks like it's going to be, and here's what the potential impacts could be. And so we're forward looking in that operation, and then when it looks like it's going to be actually impacting us, then we'll start activating the Emergency Operations Center. And when we activate the Emergency Operations Center, that's when we bring in those partners who we call ESFs, or Emergency Support Functions. And they are the ones that show up and that manage their little piece of the pie for the disaster. So we have the fire department in there that monitors the situation. They monitor where they are with their fire stations, and they're kind of eyes and ears. Since they're spread all over the county, they can tell us what's going on. Public Works is in there talking about or monitoring road conditions. What trees went down, what needs to be cleared, and what happens when the tree falls and gets tangled up in a Georgia Power line. So then we need to coordinate with Georgia Power. So all that coordination happens internally in there. And because we're all in the same room, it makes it much quicker and it makes it a little smoother because we're all in the same room and we've all done this before. We're practiced and we're there.
Before, but we've got this special opportunity coming up next year.
Yes.
FEMA has so graciously invited our county, which is a huge deal, to come out and learn a little bit more how to, work together again, better, more effectively and all of that. Talk to us about that.
So this is a really unique opportunity for us to go out. FEMA has a training college in Emmitsburg, Maryland, and I've been going there since day one, and there's courses and things like that, and they have this specific course called an Integrated Emergency Management course. And what you do in the IEMC, we love acronyms in public. So the IEMC, the Integrated Emergency Management course, we gather all of these people that we work with on a daily basis that don't work for me. Remember, I have 6.
Yeah.
So we gather all these people up and bring them up to Maryland and work through a simulated disaster. And we're not actually like flooding things. It's almost like a Dungeons and Dragons role playing. I'm not joking.
Fun,
it really
Model
is.
UN sort of thing.
Yeah, like we all get in the room and then they say, all right, it's Monday at 8 a.m. and here's the situation. And they give us the rundown. And then we have to respond. What are we going to do? What's going to happen? And then it's okay, it's Monday at 9 p.m. and here's the next situation. How do you respond? And so we're bringing 75 people up from our community, and it's not just, it's our community because 60 of those people are going to be the folks from Macon-Bibb County, from hospitals, from EMS units, from Red Cross, but because part of our community is not actually, owned by us, we're partnering with the Muskogee Creek Nation.
Love it.
And we're bringing, and they're bringing 15 of their responders with us. And so we're going to work together with them. So there's 60 Macon-Bibb, Team Macon-Bibb, and there's going to be 15 Team Muskogee Creek, all going together because as we've talked about before, we're getting a national park. I'm just going to say it. We are getting a national park. It's going to be co-managed by the National Park Service and Muskogee Creek Nation. They need to be a part of what we are doing and how we are doing it. And the unique thing about this course, not only do we get to get everybody out of their comfort zone and bring them up to Maryland, FEMA designs the course specifically for us. So like when the disaster hits, whatever it may be, it's not going to be like the tornado comes and knocks down the hamburger restaurant on Main Street. It's going to be the tornado comes down Cherry Street and hits the rookery and flattens it. I love the rookery. I'm just, for example. Yes. So it's very community specific. So it's a really unique opportunity to do this. We actually got lucky enough to do this 10 years ago, right after I first started. And there are still people today that either A, talk about how amazing the training was, or B, are upset they couldn't go and want to go with us this round. And so it's a great opportunity.
That's so great, especially for our community to, know that we're getting that. And I'm going to say we, because communications is also part of,
you're there.
Yeah, we do that.
Oh, there's a big piece for communications.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're
His grin makes me nervous.
And here's why. Because when until you're there, everybody's like, oh yeah, we're just going to walk through and talk about it. It takes about 90 minutes of the day of the exercise, and then you're in it.
Yeah.
Like you're stressed, you're sweating. Yeah. People like, I just called you 10 times. Why won't you answer the phone? Because I've got this phone call and I'm doing this. And like, people get really into it. And at the end of the day, they're like, oh my God, that felt real to me. I'm like, good.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
That's a one way to be prepared for instances like this. But there's so many other ways that we prepare our community for things like this.
Yes.
And I love the movie Twisters. It was great. But it's in a weird reality where there's no warnings or no preparedness for these tornadoes in that movie. So
it doesn't exist in Macon-Bibb County because there are plenty of opportunities to be prepared.
Yes.
Olivia has not stopped talking about this movie Twisters and how
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
I have not seen it yet.
I don't think you should.
Oh no.
Spoiler alert, people were not prepared.
Of course they weren't.
And Spencer Hawkins didn't live in their community, and the Macon-Bibb County EMA team did not live there either, because you guys are, again, proactive. We've got a really great event for our entire community that has been such a success in the past recent years. Mm-hmm. Talk to us about the fair coming up.
It is our third annual preparedness fair for our community. We're doing it at the Elaine Lucas Senior Center, September the 28th And it is your opportunity to come out and learn about emergency preparedness. We have talked about, and talking about this since I started years ago, it's a 3-step process. You write an emergency plan, you build an emergency kit, and you stay informed. And then when I do all my presentations, especially with kids, I love it. And they always ask, well, what about the zombie attack? What about the alien invasion?
Gotta prepare. You
and
never know.
I'm like, write your emergency plan, build your kit, stay informed. It all works. And so this is, once again, emergency management is a team effort.
Yep.
And so we're going to have representatives from a lot of our partners out there at the Elaine Lucas Senior Center talking about how to be prepared, what you can do. Everybody from the American Red Cross. We've got Stryker coming in to talk about CPR. We've got Disability Connections to talk about how to prepare for those who need some extra assistance. We're going to have fire department, sheriff's office, great partners out there talking about what we're doing and how we're doing it. And so it's been a really great success over the last few years. We're also going to have weather radios.
I was going to say, do you have freebies? Because I know people love those weather radios.
We specifically bought tote bags because we have so many freebies to give away.
You hear that, people?
Free stuff.
Tote bags. Who doesn't love a good tote bag?
Yeah.
So we've got weather radios to give away. We did a big giveaway last year, and shockingly, like, people freaked out about the weather radio in such a good way.
Yeah.
They were so excited about it. I'm like, yeah,
Yes.
let's do this.
Especially when y'all did that giveaway recently, people were asking, when's the next one?
They
So
were
here
on it,
is
yeah.
your opportunity to get your weather radio if you
So-
don't have one yet.
Weather radio information on, like I said, how to prepare. We've got stuff for the kids, and all the other vendors are going to have really fun stuff to give away. We may or may not have some touch-a-trucks happening.
Okay.
And so there's a lot that's happening. Watch our website, Macon-Bibb.us/EMA. That information is going to go up there very, very soon, that you can learn who's going to be there, what's going to go on, and all the awesomeness that's going to happen.
You can definitely get that information when we know the exact time on the hub. So
Yes.
if you haven't subscribed to our weekly e-newsletter, we give you all of the updates you need to know. We work closely with EMA to make sure that we're putting out this information. So go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already.
Yeah, and then another way, we talked about the weather radios, but another way for people to continue to stay informed on alerts, NBC Alert.
NBC Alert, thank you so much. I was waiting for the question of, like, when you end up the interviews, like, is there anything else you'd like for us to know?
Yeah.
Like, absolutely. I always plug NBC. NBC Alert is our emergency notification system. I always say, and I'm lifting this from a good friend of mine, it's the siren in your pocket, because this system will call you, it will text you, it will email you. And then guess what? It'll call you and text you and email you until you get the information. And so it's a free service that you can sign up for. You do not need a cell phone. You can call, you can sign up. It'll call your landline phone. It'll call your VoIP phone. It'll call all of that. But for those of us that do have smartphones, we also have an app. It's called NBC Alert. We're sticking with the branding and the marketing. And you can get not only your emergency alert push notifications on that app, you can also get information on local weather. You can get information on how to stay prepared, what should be in your kit. There's a cool thing called Friend Walk that you can utilize to, if you're walking back and forth and, you know, you're concerned and you just want to make sure you're safe. There's a lot of great information. Once again, that's free. The nice thing I love about working for the government is that we can do all this awesome stuff and just give it away.
Yeah.
Love it.
No, it's definitely a great resource to have. We really used it too in the summer heat with those, resources for hydration and cooling centers. So it has been great.
Yeah, we can, it's really dynamic. And so we can put up all the information about the extreme heat, or if we have, knocking on wood there. Hopefully the hurricanes will stay in the Atlantic, but in case something does head our way, we can put timely information on, severe weather, hurricanes, things like that up there. And so NBC Alert, search for it in the Google Store and in the App Store. And then you can also sign up for the full NBC Alert notification system on the app as well.
Yeah, one thing I can't reiterate enough is you don't have to wait to be in a severe situation to be prepared for that situation.
Oh, yeah.
So one thing that NBC Alert has is your emergency preparedness kit information, what you should do at your house to get prepared. What can you grab and put into one spot and be ready? So tell us a little bit about hurricane season and what we can do to be prepared just in case.
Yeah, and because we are in central Georgia, that does not mean that we are immune from the effects of tropical systems. The Great Flood of '94 was a tropical system. 2017, Hurricane Irma dropped 100,000 cubic yards of debris in our community. And just for your mind's eye, a cubic yard is about the size of a standard household refrigerator.
Yeah.
So we had 100,000 refrigerators that we had to pick up within our community.
Wow.
And so big thing to get prepared is build your disaster kit. That's usually the fun thing. Those are your flashlights, batteries, stuff for the kids to do or stuff for you to do that don't require power. Non-perishable food, water, that kind of stuff is your emergency kit. And then build your plan. The plan's that's the one that usually scares people. But build your emergency plan. Know where your shelter-in-place location is. Mm-hmm. That's a bathroom, a closet, place like that. That's usually interior to your home, as few windows as possible. Know where, if you live in a mobile or manufactured home, those are not safe in high winds. I don't care how many quote-unquote hurricane straps you buy. Find a friend, find a family member, hotel, motel to stay at. If you're in a low-lying area, know your risk and then plan for it. And then the last thing is stay informed.
Yes.
One of the nice things about a hurricane is we see them coming. And so we're going to push information out. If it looks like there is going to be any issue with an impact here in Macon-Bibb County, we will push that information out with our crack communications team to get that information out to you as quickly as possible. But don't sleep on it. Get ready and get prepared now.
Awesome. And we, plugged in NBC Alert, but if people still have questions, how can they talk to you or your team?
Sure. You can call us 478-870-2500. That's Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. You can email us, ema@maconbibb.us. Or we have Instagram, we have Facebook, we monitor those, and we'll get back to you on there. But there's really great ways that you can get information. We'll help you. Even if you don't live in Macon-Bibb County, we'll help you get to the right information. Every county in Georgia is required to have an emergency management agency. And so if you are listening to this and you are in Monroe County, we'll get you there. If you are in Clay County, we'll get you there. If you're listening to this in Los Angeles, California, yes, just Google your county or community name and emergency management, and it'll pop up.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, no matter what, we just want people to be prepared and safe. And so even if it means helping someone in Los Angeles, let's do it.
Happy to do it.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Spencer.
You're welcome. Thank you. This was fun.
Other things that are making it in our community, we've got our 9/11 ceremony. It's going to be at Public Safety Memorial Park, which is at the corner of Mulberry and 2nd downtown. And it starts at 8:45. People will start to gather around 8:30, but it's a really great tribute to
all of the people that we lost on September 11th, 2001. It is a beautiful ceremony and a memorial and a great way to honor all of those lives and the people that put their lives at risk to protect our country in the middle of the most horrific attack that we've seen.
Absolutely.
So thank you to our fire department and the Law Enforcement Foundation that puts this on, as well as the Bibb County Sheriff's Office. Another thing making it in our community, We are so excited to have the Okmulgee Indigenous Celebration once again this year. It's happening from September 14th through the 15th from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. All of the fun and the celebration happening at Okmulgee Mounds National Historic Park. The celebration will feature traditional cultural crafts, storytelling, educational programs, live demonstrations, music, and so much more. It is a wonderful celebration. If you haven't made it out to this celebration, you definitely should. It's free and open to everyone. There's something for everyone in the family.
And it's really great to have that out at the Okmulgee National Park, Historical Park, because, again, this is very soon. We could have our own national park. And
What?
Saying that you went to this festival before it was designated as a national park,
that's cool.
That is super cool. But it also helps support that initiative. And the event is hosted by the National Park Service. And you have the Muskogee Creek Nation and other southeastern tribes that are going to be there and just sort of celebrate their heritage.
I love it. It's such a beautiful celebration. And if you want to learn more, as well as where to park and everything, visit okmulgeemounds.org.
And lastly,
the Mayor's third annual Sneaker Ball is back.
Get your dancing shoes on.
Which sneakers shall I wear this year?
So many choices.
Here's your sign. You gotta decide. It is happening December 14th. That is a Saturday. Get your tickets right now. They're on sale. And if you want to be a sponsor, I think that's also a great opportunity too. You've got different sponsor tiers. You can find all of that if you go to Macon-Bibb.us and click on the banner. So many great things to look forward to. We do have balcony seats once again, $40. But if you want to bring your friends and family and you want to get a table, which I think you should.
Yes.
$1,000 for a table. You get premier seating. You get food brought to your table, already at your table. And you get a great opportunity to hang out with all of your friends. 8 seats per table.
What's great is that you can get a table, but also if you do get a balcony seat and just decide you just want to get one ticket, or you and your significant other, whatever, your best friend, you can get that balcony seat, but you have access to the dance floor. Don't you worry. You're not going to be spending much time at that seat. So come to the Mayor Sneaker Ball. It's for everyone. Anyone who wants to come, who likes a good time. There'll be silent auctions. So head on to Macon-Bibb.us. Take a look at the different options, whether you want to get a ticket, a table, or sponsor at a higher level. This is a must-go-to event.
And I'm telling you right now, like, this is your sign right now. Like, if you're driving, as soon as you pull over, head over to the website and get your tickets, because what we found out last year is that tables sold out quick.
So quick.
You don't want to be that person that is trying to find a table or find a seat. So go ahead. This is your sign.
Yeah. Don't wait and say, oh, I'll get one later. Just because the event's in December doesn't mean we can wait. You have to go get those tickets now because they will sell out.
And please spread the word. Tell your friends, your family, your neighbors, your vet, your daycare teachers, your teachers at school, everyone. Tell everyone. Get your tickets.
Get your tickets.